Hello users, and welcome back to Above It All, another hit segment of my hot show on youtube.com. So, today's video, and by today's video I mean this specific video in today's series of videos, is going to be about the fact that capitalism is very interesting. So, if you just got triggered because I said capitalism, and I am implying that it's negative, I suggest make your comment. Get your triggered fucking crybaby antics out of the way, and then listen to the rest of the video because I'm about to educate your bitch ass. So, the reason why there are people starving is not a question of resources. It is a question of distribution. Capitalism tells us it is cheaper and more efficient to destroy product instead of storing it if it can't be sold, rather than giving it to poor, homeless, and starving people. That is capitalism telling us that. Capitalism tells us that we shouldn't grow our own food in our own backyard, and we shouldn't grow our own food in our own state or local area. Capitalism tells us that we should ship all of our supplies overseas to a bunch of rich white people. Capitalism is what's destroying our globe. Capitalism is what says, well, it's cheaper to subsidize oil with all of our tax dollars so that we destroy the planet rather than invest in green energy that's actually recyclable and renewable, and significantly even cheaper. But capitalism tells us if you can buy out the government and have the government give you money to do something, fuck it, why not? Capitalism is a fucking just giant disaster. Capitalism needs to be bailed out every fucking 10 years or so. And as Professor Richard Wolff says, if capitalism was your roommate, you would have fucking moved out a long ass motherfucking time ago. I don't think he said it in that particular way, but he said the gist of that. So here in Idaho, you're seeing giant landfills, not of garbage, which are a problem in their own right, but landfills of potatoes that are going to ferment and rot instead of having them go to food banks. Why? Well, because if you send potatoes to a food bank, that costs money. Instead, you can just throw them in a pile of dirt and then just have them all rot, and then no one can eat them, and then someone dies of starvation. Oops, right? Like, this is the whole thing. This is why overpopulation is a myth. There is no such thing as overpopulation. Overpopulation implies that our population has exceeded the limitations in which the supplies on our planet can provide for. That is not the case. Capitalism is what's causing overpopulation, not actual people, not actual amounts of people, but the distribution model of our economy. Capitalism tells us, well, instead of having, everyone in Africa, for example, be well-fed and healthy, we'll just kill them all, starve them all, and then also force them to work in gold and lithium mines, and then send all of their fucking shit. Africa, by the way, which has the most, necessary compounds and, metals and resources like that for distribution and creation of things like telephones and electronics, right? So, why is Africa such a poor nation? It's because of colonization and capitalism and mercantilism over time, which basically said, if you can steal it, and if you can profit in some capacity, fuck it. Why not? Who cares about the consequences? You'll die soon anyway, so who gives a shit? So, again, this is such a peak example. We are literally letting food rot. Farmers are burning their crops, like in that mission in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We are burning our crops instead of feeding homeless people. Why? Because of capitalism. Thank you for watching.